A new episode of Joe Rogan's podcast has been released, featuring an interview with Justin Gaethje. Gaethje shared his thoughts on Ilia Topuria, suggesting that his biggest advantage lies in the fear he instills in opponents before they step into the cage. According to Gaethje, Topuria's loss to him may have altered the way future opponents perceive him, potentially diminishing the aura that once intimidated his foes.
He has a skill. I know that he has the skill to be a champion again. However, same thing with Tony Ferguson. I didn't break Tony Ferguson's confidence. I changed the perception of his opponents of him. And that is a huge factor when you go in there. Like, who are you fighting? What do you before this, he was a guy that you couldn't get through, that you couldn't push through, you couldn't survive with. And once I showed people that all you gotta do is get through that, then nobody's ever gonna go in there with thinking that he's unbeatable now. You know, and that was his identity. And, that's going to be such a tough task for him to fight people that aren't.
Justin Gaethje also disclosed that a significant motivator for him was the belief Ilia Topuria would have been exceedingly disrespectful in victory, a scenario Gaethje stated he simply could not allow.
In different ways with how I react to this fight. I just want it to be known how disrespectful he would have been if he beat me. If he put me to sleep, can you imagine how shitty he would have been? And it was his persona and the world would have been fucking shitty.
Like they're doing to him right now.
I was fighting for so much. I was fighting for so much that night. Yeah. I'm never gonna let people. For one, I know how special what I've done is, and it would have taken all of it away with the loss. And I wasn't gonna let.
Later in the conversation, Justin Gaethje asserted his belief that he deserves to be rewarded with equity for his contributions to the UFC. He suggested the promotion should create a separate company and grant him an ownership stake, allowing him to build passive income.
I'm in a place where it's like, I deserve to be compensated for what I have done.
100%.
Not for what I'm going to do, or I shouldn't have to fight next to be UFC 300, UFC 324, and now this. Those are the biggest stages that the UFC needed somebody to do something phenomenal. And they picked me every single time, and I delivered. I wasn't the main event of UFC 300, but co-main event still stole the show, even though I lost. And so I think I need to be compensated for what I've done. I'm talking about the UFC should make a company and give me equity in that company, and so I can build passive income like that. Like, I'm not saying that's what.
Have you talked to them about something?
No, I would. I've never asked. Luckily, I have a personal assistant now, so she asks for things for me. But I've never been the guy that asks for.
Comment below. Who's winning on July 11th, Max or McGregor? And hit that subscribe button. I'm still a small channel on the road to 500 subs, and I work hard every single day to bring you the latest MMA news, reactions, and fight updates. Meanwhile, Coach Ray Longo shared his criticisms of the UFC's matchmaking, particularly for the UFC Freedom 250 event during a recent appearance on the Anik and Florian podcast. Longo questioned the inclusion of certain fights on the card, specifically targeting Derek Lewis's presence and Sean O'Malley's matchup against Ayman Zahabi.
Some of the guys that got their wins and knockouts, if they're going to hang their hat on that and think they did something, I don't even know what to say. You got 40-year-old people fighting 28-year-olds. I don't know. I just think nobody's won in the last 6 fights. Like, why did some of these guys deserve a fight? Because President Trump asked Derek Lewis to be on the White House. Who gives a? He ain't the matchmaker. Make the fucking fight. You know what I mean? Match the fucking fights up good. I think O'Malley should have been fighting Sandhagen, Umar, somebody. Give him a good fight. And not to take anything away from Zahabi, but I couldn't tell you what that game plan was if you asked me 1,000 times to just put your hands over your head, run in and kick his leg. What was it? Like, Kenny, you know him better than me. I was not happy watching that. I thought Faraz, that's his brother. I thought he could have did him. I don't want to say that, but I expected more out of that fight.
UFC President Dana White expressed extreme satisfaction with the outcome of the UFC White House event. Speaking at the UFC Vegas 119 post-fight press conference, White reflected on the historic occasion, stating his pleasure with the viewership numbers. He further added that the global figures, set for release next week, are anticipated to be massive.
A third of their subscribers tuned into it was huge, and the global number's massive. So That's going to come out next week. That's the biggest thing that we've ever done. And obviously the biggest thing ever for the sport. And, you know, my job, I've been saying this since the end of the ESPN deal, my job is to deliver for Paramount. And boy, have we delivered in 6 months. I mean, a lot of the stuff, you know, we've just been quiet. We let them announce. And then, you know, some of these markets that we're still in are pay-per-view. So you got to go through all the pay-per-view stuff and everything else. But the global number will probably come out.
Meanwhile, a major equipment change could be coming to the UFC, with new gloves potentially on the way. Coach Trevor Wittman recently revealed on Joe Rogan's podcast, during an appearance with Justin Gaethje, that Hunter Campbell had reached out to him. The conversation specifically addressed the possibility of bringing Wittman's glove design into the promotion.
Hunter reached out to me 4 weeks ago, and said he wanted to ignite the conversation again. So we'll see where that goes. They did the right thing and tried to make what we had spoke about. You know, we had an NDA and we had a 5-year and they moved it to a 2-year. Took a lot of great notes, and I'm very grateful to be a part of those because they did go out there and use a lot of the ideas that I had, but they just couldn't do it to the level that I could do it.
You got gloves? Of course you did. Of course you did. They're my favorite. The difference between Trevor's gloves and everybody else's gloves, one of the big differences, let's see how they're curved, folks.
Looks like a hand.
The regular gloves from the UFC are not. They're straight, just like this. So these gloves promote a natural punching position. Look, and then when you put them on, they're damn near perfect. The padding is amazing. They're fantastic to hit the bag with. They're just awesome. Look what they promote.
Relax.
So my hand is totally dead relaxed, and it promotes a closed fist.
Dana White later confirmed these discussions, stating he had been talking about Wittman's gloves for years. However, negotiations ultimately stalled following a reported $100 million demand.
We're going to Trevor for years. Rashad Evans, whom I love and respect, came to me and said, "Hey, listen, I'm invested in this thing. You know, we think that we have a great product here, and I would love to, you know, introduce our glove to that Trevor built. You know, all those guys, like, Trevor's a genius. He makes these bags and his gloves." So we looked at it all, and I literally told my finance team, "Get this deal done. Care what it takes. Get the deal done." They wanted like $100 million for the glove. How many fucking gloves you got to sell to make $100 million? It's impossible. So the deal never happened. But I told my team, and Denny, the girl who runs that department, is a brilliant woman. Brilliant. She came back to me like cross-eyed, like, I can't get a deal done with these guys. So I was already, I mean, that deal should have been done a few years ago. I wanted to do that for Rashad. So we'll see.
Are you confident that you'll find maybe some common ground with this one now?
I am not confident at all.
Dana also addressed the controversy surrounding Pereira versus Gain, stating it was undeniable. Alex Pereira absorbed several strikes to the back of the head. He added that Pereira's complaints about illegal shots carry weight, noting he is not someone who typically makes excuses.
But there's something with Cyril, or is it just like, look, this is a chaotic sport and it happens?
Well, I also think that if you watch the fight, it's undeniable that he got hit with some strikes to the back of the head. But in the middle of the action, you know, when it's going on and guys are rolling around trying to get out of it, sometimes some fouls happen, and maybe Dean should have said, "Hey, watch the back of the head," or, you know, warned him or something like that. But, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Two more quick ones from me. Have you reached out?
I can tell you this. Alex Pereira is not a whiner. And Alex Pereira doesn't complain about things or make excuses, you know, after fights. So I have to believe that he believed that he truly believed to, you know, that
Dana White also criticized comments made by Josh Hokit, labeling his remarks about Michelle Obama as disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Do you regret putting him on that card because of those comments? And
no, I mean, listen, there's always going to be people that say things that most of us don't agree with. You know, I mean, just the time, the place, you know, yeah, no. That's your president. And I respect all presidents, present and past. And you know, not everybody does, and got to listen to stupid shit like that sometimes, unfortunately, because I also believe in free.
Alexander Volkanovski has expressed interest in moving up to challenge for the lightweight title, specifically targeting a potential bout against Justin Gaethje. In a recent interview, Volkanovski revealed that he's open to the idea of competing in a new weight class, but only if he feels he's earned the right to contend for a second UFC championship. That being said, if the opportunity for an immediate title shot were to arise, Volkanovski made it clear that he would accept it without any hesitation.
Go up. Do I go? I was like, hey, let's do it. Nah, look, man, again, people ask me, would you do it? Of course I'll do it. I'm going to call it when if I feel like I deserve it, and you've seen when I was defending my belt 5 times before I asked for the double champ, and then had the fight with Islam. Like, that's just how it is. Like, I lost the belt, defended against Lopez. Got the belt back, defended against Lopez. Does that put me in a position to go get another chance at the... So I'm not going to call for it. That's the type of champion I am. I think you need to earn it. But if the UFC was to offer it, of course. See 2 38-year-old fellas go at it in the lightweight division. 100%. Of course I would. So that's it, 100%. But again, I don't know. Arman should be next. But when you're not doing what the UFC want and you're not going to be in a company, man, you can be punished for it. And so we'll see what happens.
Arman Tsarukyan continues to make bold moves, openly expressing his confidence in eventually becoming the UFC lightweight champion. To symbolize this belief, Arman recently sealed a barrel of wine, vowing not to open it until he captures the title.
Եվ այս տակարի վրա գրված է, որ այս տակարը կբացվի այն ժամանակ, երբ որ Arman Tsarukyan-ը կդառնա UFC չեմպիոն։ Всё, տարվա վերջ Հիմա դուք մտերով Կոլոմբի։ Всё, персо. Сендали на стороне.
And now, the signature.
Стака.
Arman Tsarukyan's manager has also confirmed that the Justin Gaethje truck is now en route. This follows Arman Tsarukyan's reported earnings of $5.7 million from a bet on Gaethje's victory over Ilia Topuria.
We found a truck for Justin. We purchased it. It's en route. It's a dealer trade. Justin should have his car in the next week or so. So almost there. Chad is asking if we bought Justin a truck, and I told him we have purchased the truck. We have sent the wire. It's a dealer trade. We're waiting for the car to get to LA, so we send it over to Denver, Colorado to Justin. So Justin, rest assured, brother, you got a brand new truck coming to you.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm working hard to upload new content every day and improve with every video. Your support really helps me grow. See you in the next one.